Mass immigration is a huge hot button issue in Canada right now, and many are asking, what would a Pierre Poilievre government do about it? I've been having many people share these memes with me in the last weeks and months. Why have housing costs doubled, Pierre? Why don't you talk about mass immigration, Pierre? And I find this is really interesting because I think this is really stemming from people who aren't really paying attention. We're going to get into that. Now, the issue of mass immigration, I think, best bet for me here is to refer you to another video from a fellow creator, Lauren Southern. She just dropped this one on TNet or Tenet Media, and I think it's worth a watch because this one is a great video that depicts the issue of mass immigration in a light that actually lends to empathy even for the people who are being duped and coming over here hoping for a better life, when no, things are actually getting much worse for them. And it's actually comparable to, you know, the indentured servitude that you see in places like Dubai with some of the labor forces. So definitely, I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can check out this video. It's definitely worth a watch. But what is the view of Pierre Poilievre? Because many people are saying he's not going to do anything about it. Well, here was an interview that came out, a clip from a segment from an interview, and this was widely spread around last week, and I really wanted to showcase this because it being in French, and if you're not watching your screen right now, there's going to be subtitles coming up, but this is him being asked about the immigration issue and what he thinks about it.
Poilievre s'engagerait à des chiffres au moins là-dessus.
Oh, ça va être beaucoup plus bas, surtout pour l'immigration temporaire. C'est impossible d'inviter 1,2 million de personnes, nouvelles personnes au Canada chaque année lorsqu'on bâtit 200 000 logements. C'est impossible. Il n'y a pas de place. Le Québec est au point de rupture.
So there you have it. For those who are just listening audio only and don't speak French, he was basically saying it's absurd. It's absurd what's happening. You can't just bring 1.2 million people in per year and think that it's going to work out. It's at a breaking point at this point. And of course, you know, this is a French-speaking publication. Lots of people in Quebec are concerned about this because the demographics are changing. A lot of people are coming in, and it's unfettered immigration. They're not bringing in people with skills. There's a lot of unskilled laborers coming in, flooding the market, as is alluded to in the video from Lauren Southern. So I'll leave the link for that, so go check that out. But is this a new thing? Is this something that Pierre is just only opening up about? Well, no. And this is something that I've showcased on the channel before. And this is why I always find it humorous to see all these memes of saying Pierre has never talked about it. He's not talking about it. Now, I do think that he's not going on about it as a campaign issue so much because he doesn't want to be painted in the image of Donald Trump. They already try to paint him that way. Of course, you know, when Donald Trump was being elected, he was talking about not allowing so many people to cross the border. They painted him as a racist. But I see the political game, but it's not that he hasn't been talking about it. This is a video from over a year ago now where he was talking about it. This was before his makeover where he lost the glasses. Come on, Pierre, what's wrong with glasses? I'm just joking. But this I'll play this video so you can see what his opinion was at the time about this.
Everything is broken. But instead of fixing the basics, he's focused on another grand utopian project, that of his friend Dominic Barton, the multinational CEO, former ambassador to communist China, who helped bring about the opioid crisis that is savaging our working class families, has come up with a bright new idea that he's going to triple our national population to 100 million. Mr. Speaker, we don't need any more utopian schemes from globe-trotting millionaires and multinational insiders. What we need is some common sense for a change. So here's our common sense plan to get back to the basics. 1, clear the backlog so that immigrant families can be reunited, so that our farmers and our small businesses can fill jobs that are not for which there is not a Canadian available, and allow our churches, mosques, synagogues, and other nonprofit organizations to sponsor more legitimate refugees, get them language training so that they can learn how to speak French or English, get a job, get working, and get contributing. Speed up work permits for those people that are already here, waiting for their cases to be heard. They might as well be out earning a wage, contributing to the economy. They want to work, let them work. It's common sense, for God's sakes. And speaking of work, let's bring in a Blue Seal, national standard, for all of our professions. We have a Red Seal that allows tradespeople to take a test, prove they're qualified, get to work, and move across the country to fill needed vacancies in the job market. Why don't we have a Blue Seal that will allow foreign-trained nurses, doctors, engineers, and other professionals to prove they're qualified, and within 60 days of applying to work in their field, get a yes or no based on their tested ability, not based on where they come from. More doctors, more nurses, more common sense. Mr. Speaker, this is what I'm saying here. Is let's get back to the basics. Our immigration system was the best in the world 8 years ago. But now we have immigrants who come here and they actually say they want to go back. Because this is not what was promised. I said everything is broken. You know what is broken most of all? The promise. The promise of Canada. The promise that we will reinstill. A promise that in Canada, it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters where you're going. It doesn't matter if your name is Martin or Mohammed, whether your name is Singh or Smith, whether your name is Chong or Charles, whether your name is Patel or Poilievre, if you work hard, you can achieve anything you want in the greatest country in the world, in the freest country in the world, Mr. Speaker. This is the common sense of the common people, united for our common home. Your home, my home, our home. Let's bring it home.
So this is the view of Pierre Poilievre and what his ideas are for immigration. Now, have they evolved since then? I'm not sure. Is he going to change his platform? I'm not sure. But for people to say that there is no plan, that's a misnomer. And I wanted to share this out there because I get these memes. I get people commenting, there's no plan from Pierre Poilievre. This is what I've seen. And this isn't a campaign. This isn't me campaigning for Pierre or anything. I just wanted people to know that his opinions on this actually are out there. They're not that hard to find. You can search on his YouTube channel, you can search on social media, you'll find this stuff, but it is out there and these topics are being discussed. And I tend to agree with this. I think we had a great immigration system prior to the Trudeau camp, prior to the current administration in Canada. And I think we could possibly get away from this by going back to that. When it comes to hiring nurses and things like that, perhaps we could hire back some of our nurses that were fired in Canada during the COVID mandates, which are still in place in British Columbia. So yeah, let's hire Canadians first and then look to foreign countries to fill positions that we can't fill here in Canada with bringing over skilled labor. Again, I've said this many times, I'm not anti-immigration. I'm very much pro-immigration, but for the things that we need. That's where we should go with that. But I digress. Leave this one up to you in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about Pierre's vision of immigration, your vision possibly of immigration. Obviously, the system's broken now in Canada. Where should we end up? Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.